Today we have to discuss research, that how you have to do your research. So it has some process and we have to follow this process. We have to go through these chapters, these parts of research. So the first thing that you should know about the problem, you should know about the topic that you are going to choose for your research, that may be from the linguistics or research, linguistics or literature. So in the very first chapter, that is known as introduction, and introduction we have to mention background of the study, that you are going to discuss the topic, the genre that you are going to research, you are going to search out in your research. So the first chapter, introduction, is totally based on the your research problem, the statement of your problem, and then you have to mention research questions in this chapter, and research objectives, limitation and delimitation. Limitation and delimitation, that you are going to select the area, you have to limitize the area, that it should not be too much vast that you cannot do your research on the topic. And then you have some limitation, that you have lack of resources, lack of money, time, and some areas that where you can go. So this is known as introduction, and in this introduction you have totally explain the keywords you has been given in the your topic. Suppose you are going to do research on the there is a topic that stylistic analysis of a short story of someone. So firstly you have to know that what is stylistic, how you do stylistic analysis. At very first, in the background of the study, you have to mention that why you choose this topic and how you have to do your research. So this is basically your introduction. In the second part, you have to mention that is known as your literature review. So in this, in the very first chapter, this is statement of problem. You have to specify and justify a problem, that you have to mention that, as I mentioned you, that I told you just before, that why you choose this topic, and is it the problem, and is it a lie in somewhere. And then you have to some hypothesis, and you have to some research question, you have some objectives you have to mention, and your research is basically the answer of these questions, and these are the overcoming of these objectives that you have mentioned in the first chapter. And next you have literature review, or review of literature. And literature review, you have to mention that it is totally based on the previous study of your topic, that how many people you have done the research on this topic and what they have mentioned. So you have to justify your topic, you have to justify that what you are going, that really this is the problem, and it's going on, or it is existed in somewhere. But you, one thing you have to keep in your mind, that you have to mention some gap, that there should be a research gap in your topic and the other researches. And then you have third chapter. In third chapter you have mentioned, this is research method. And research method, is it qualitative, is it quantitative, is it mixed method. In next video, in next lecture, you will be known that what does mean of qualitative and what does mean of quantitative. So this is known as measurement, sample, that from where, how you get your data from where, and how, what kind of tools you have choose for your research data collection. Just like this is interview, this is survey, this is a test, what kind of thing you have mentioned, you have got for your collecting the data. And the last one is not the last one, but this is the last chapter in the research, that is data analysis. Before this, you have collected some data for your research, that is totally your own data. Before this, you have two chapters, introduction and literature review or review of literature. This is based on the old researches, on old works, and your third chapter is your own work, and you are going to search out your own problem, that is it the problem, and how, where it is lied. So next one is data analysis. You have to do analysis of the data that you have collected in next chapter, that is your data analysis. In literature you have these four chapters, but in linguistics you have another chapter that is known as data collection. That is, and in data collection you have to mention that how you collected your data, and you have to mention your data, your research tools. And then in data analysis you have to do analysis in the form of graphs, in the form of tables, in linguistics and in other researches. But in literature, in data analysis, you have to just explain, you have to just describe, you have to just narrate the data that you have got from the some novels, some other resources. And at the end you have to mention some suggestions, recommendations, that what kind of thing you recommend, what kind of points you want to suggest and recommend for future researches. Last, this is conclusion. In conclusion you have to mention the data. You have to conclude your research. Thank you.